And just to that, which two questions that you did not answer, Abhishek?
Sir, I have answered, but I don't know the right answer.
Okay, okay. Then that Pritish Naik is present. Pritish absent. Okay. That Alibha is present. Not present. Then Aditya Sahu. Hello, Aditya is present.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Aditya, what happened that you scored just 9 marks?
So I've gone to a marriage party, so that's why I gave the exam.
Must have to read. Aditya is such a good boy. Must have to read. Then Alibha is present. Alibha? No. Okay, that Benjan Behra. Benjan not present. Swagatika. Yes, Swagatika, what happened to you that you scored just 9 marks out of 15? Any problem? Have you that? If you are not understanding, you tell me that, sir, I am not understanding this portion or this topic. So please tell me, so that there is very poor mark, and some students have scored very poorly, and it is not a good sign, healthy sign. Okay, they must have to be okay, prepare hard. And Abhishek, that means you might have all questions are possible to you, Abhishek.
Yes, sir. I have answered all, but I don't know the which one has.
Okay, okay. And questions, that means the setting of questions, that means what do you feel that questions are of NEET standards? Have you any experience before that? Or okay,
No,
that
sir,
means,
not experience.
for the next time that I expect that you must have to score well. Okay, students, you should be very careful, because the future, this coming future, that means it is very hardest ones, and you must have to labor hard in order to achieve success, and achieve breakthrough is not easy, because you must have to be work hard, labor hard. You must have to read that is 15 to 16 hours per day. That is then you will achieve the splendid success in the long run. Okay. Then just today that I am starting with that of Kingdom Manera. Okay, I'll start to that of the Kingdom Manera, because in 5 kingdom classification, the first kingdom, that Kingdom Manera, will have to start today. So you will be prepared now for the Kingdom Manera. Kingdom Manera. Okay, then you just see that Kingdom Manera. That means, what do we think that it's the most primitive? It is the most primitive. Okay, the Kingdom Manera, it is the most primitive. Most primitive. Then it is that of that is most primitive in the sense that it is the most ancient, and it is the most ancient, and that the most primitive, then it is the smallest. It is the smallest. It is the smallest, the simplest, and then that is profoundly found. Profoundly found. So that that means the Kingdom Manera, that we'll have to read about that Kingdom Manera, that it includes that of a species of bacteria. That means Archaebacteria and then Eubacteria. And that Kingdom Manera is the most primitive, the smallest, the simplest, and profoundly found. It is found everywhere. It is found everywhere, that the Kingdom Manera, and that going to that region, it is going to that, it is primitiveness, that smallest, simplest. It is called the prokaryota. The kingdom is also called prokaryota. Prokaryota. In Greek word, pro means before. Okay, before. And carry means that carry. Carry means nucleus. So you imagine that the organism that came under Kingdom Manera are before nucleus. That means when nucleus, that complete nucleus started, that means developed in organisms. That organism developed before that. So it is before nucleus, prokaryota. The kingdom is also called prokaryota. Pro means in Greek word. In Greek word, pro means before, and that kary means nucleus. So that organism started before nucleus. Before nucleus. So it is, that means that is true nucleus is not found in the species of kingdom Monera. That is true nucleus are not found. What is the definition of true nucleus? That you will have to know about that. True nucleus in the sense that, so what you know that the kingdom Monera, the kingdom of Monera is the most primitive, simplest, is the most primitive and simplest, and that it is mostly plentiful found, that it is found in plentiful manner. That means everywhere it is found. And in that going to that region of its primitiveness, it is called prokaryota. Prokaryota means in Greek word, pro means before and kary means nucleus. So before nucleus, that means it lacks true nucleus. You will have to know about that. What is true nucleus? True nucleus in the sense that true nucleus, that is true nucleus, that it lacks true nucleus. True nucleus means must have nuclear membranes. That means membrane, nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane, must have nuclear membrane. Then must have chromatin. Okay, a nuclear membrane must have chromatin. It must have a nuclear membrane. It must have chromatin, and it is nucleolus, and it must have histone protein. Okay, so that the tree nucleus, the kingdom Monera lack tree nucleus. Tree nucleus means it has no nuclear membrane. Nucleus is there. If nucleus is not there, then how they will have to be multiplied? So the nuclear membrane is absent, chromatin is absent, nucleolus is absent, histone protein is absent. In that means in kingdom Monera, that means they lack tree nucleus. Tree nucleus in the sense they lack nuclear membrane, then lack chromatin, they lack nucleolus, they lack histone protein. Also things are lacking in the species of kingdom Monera. That you will have to remember. Okay, but they have nucleolite. That means but they lack true nucleus, but still they have nucleated. They have nucleated. What they have nucleated, you will have to know about that. Nucleated. Nucleated is called that of incipient nucleus. They have nucleated. Nucleated means that is incipient nucleus. That is called incipient nucleus. That nuclear, that is incipient nucleus. That means the nucleus is started yearly. That means that means from the beginning, that starting of the nucleus. The starting of the nucleus. You know that organism started from different inorganic. That means then that of organism. That means you know that first of all that development of protein, then RNA, then DNA, organism started multiplication and started cell division, all these things happen from that of protein, RNA, and to that of DNA. So that nucleus, that is called incipient nucleus. That means that is in primary nucleus. That means a nucleus started its origin from that of kingdom Monera, as it is the first organ, that is kingdom, and the species are the first organisms on our earth. So that they have nucleus, that is called nuclear, and that is called incipient nucleus. And that nucleus consists of a naked DNA. That is naked DNA and a RNA, and they have also a protein. Naked DNA, RNA, and that of a non-histone protein. They have a non-histone protein. Non-histone protein. Non-histone protein. And that protein is called polyamine. polyamine. That you will have to remember. That nuclear, incipient nucleus, that is called nuclear, that is present in kingdom Monera. That nuclear consists of that of naked DNA, RNA, and non-histone protein. That non-histone protein is a polyamine. Okay, that nuclear consists of naked DNA, RNA, non-histone protein. Okay, that means students, can you tell me that why the kingdom Monera is called as prokaryota? Anyone?
So because they lack a true nucleus.
Very good. And what are the features of true nucleus? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, tell.
So they don't have nuclear membrane, chromatin.
Okay, that means what are the character that tree nucleus must have? Which feature must have a tree nucleus carry? That I have told that that nuclear membrane. Then I told you about that chromatin, histone protein.
Nucleus.
Okay. Yes. And that kingdom Monera have nuclear. That nuclear is called incipient nucleus. And that nuclear means what you are understanding, that nucleus of Monera. That means the nucleus of Monera, that is naked DNA. Nuclear consists of naked DNA, RNA, and that of non-histone protein, that is called polyamine, instead of that of a histone protein. That is the conceptually must have to understand. What the true nucleus, what are the features of true nucleus? They are lacking. Any questions asked from that of that is nuclear membranes, nucleolus, chromatin, or that of histone, that are not found in kingdom Monera. But which are found? Naked DNA, as they lack histone protein, so naked DNA. RNA and non-histone protein, which is not covering the DNA part, that is non-histone protein, that is called polyamine. That you have to remember. Okay. Then you come to that of the kingdom Monera. That the kingdom Monera that consists of, includes that of Archaebacteria and to that of Triubacteria. That is consist of that of Archaebacteria. That is Archaebacteria and to that of Triubacteria. Okay, Triubacteria. That Archaebacteria that I have already told you that. Can you tell that Priti is present? Pritish Nayak is present here. Hello, Pritish. Is absent. Okay, that Aditya, are you
Yes,
present
sir.
here, Aditya?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, you tell me that there are 3 organisms that are included in the Archaebacteria. You tell me.
So halophils,
Yes.
thermoacidophils, and
Yes.
methanogens.
Another one, Swagatika.
Methanogens.
Yes, very good. That is methanogens, halophiles, and that of acidophiles. Okay. Then thermoacidophiles and Triubacteria. Triubacteria include that Archaebacteria, you know. Triubacteria. Have you any idea that of cyanobacteria, blue-green algae? That is cyanobacteria. Okay. And that mycoplasma. Mycoplasma. That means in your syllabus, there are 2 bacteria only that you will have to know about, cyanobacteria and mycoplasma. And there are other bacteria also, Rickettsia. Okay, you will have to know about actinomycetes. That is Rickettsia. Then fourth one is actino. That is actinomycetes. Okay. Then Chlamydia. Chlamydia. Okay. And that is cyanobacteria, mycoplasma, Rickettsia, actinomyces, Chlamydia. Okay. Chlamydia and the spirochetes. Another one is that of spirochetes. And that mycoplasma, you know that all bacteria, that means that is cell wall, that mycoplasma lacks cell wall. I will tell you detail, but just I am telling you that mycoplasma lacks cell wall. That is, and it is the smallest organism among that of true bacteria, and it lacks that of that is cell wall. So there is no cell wall of mycoplasma. That you will have to remember. That is a concept. Mycoplasma lacks cell wall. Very simple question asked in that NEET examination from that of 2018 onwards. That whatever question asked in that of NEET examination are very simple and conceptual basis. So that you only to the point you have to remember. Don't remember that of entire books or that you have to any reference books that you will have to study. That is only the boring and you will have to spend unnecessary times. Only that of notes and to that of NCERT books you must have to read. So that mycoplasma lack true. That is there is no cell wall of mycoplasma. Okay, then that Archaebacteria and to that of true bacteria. So Archaebacteria I have told you that methanogens and that of halophiles and that of thermoacidophiles. And true bacteria that is cyanobacteria, mycoplasma, rickettsiae, actinomycete, then chlamydiae and spirochetes. They are the very smallest. From mycoplasma to that of spirochetes, there are smaller organisms, smaller groups of bacteria. And about cyanobacteria and that of Archaebacteria, comparison to cyanobacteria and that is that bacteria are very, that means most of the positive points and also negative points. So that you will have to read whenever you will have to discuss about that cyanobacteria. Now you will have to know about that of characteristics of kingdom Monera. Okay, that means in this chapter we will have to know about the kingdom characteristics and that examples of different species included under that kingdom. So that to be remembered in this chapter only. Okay. So that before going to Archaebacteria, we will have to discuss about that features of kingdom Monera. Now you are very carefully you hear and listen and then wherever possible write, make short notes. That is features of kingdom Monera. Okay, that kingdom Monera divided into before that I am telling you shortly. Kingdom Monera divided into two, that is Archaebacteria and true bacteria. Archaebacteria also classified into cyanobacteria, mycoplasma, rickettsia, actinomycete, chlamydiae, spirochete. Generally question asked which of the following is not a bacteria. That means rickettsia, actinomycetes, and that actinomycete we'll have to know about that in fungi also, imperfect fungi. Okay, you'll have to discuss whenever fungi kingdom we'll have to discuss. So that actinomycetes and chlamydia, spirochetes, they are these four names you have to remember because but you don't remember details about them, but name of because question general asks which of the following is not a bacteria. So Rickettsia, actinomycete, chlamydia, spirochetes, these are names which are that is for the first time perhaps I think that you are knowing all this. So you have to remember only. Questions come from that side. Rickettsia, actinomycete, chlamydia, spirochetes, and nothing inside it. What are inside it? No questions are asked. Only ask the name. So you have to remember these four names. It is very important. And the mycoplasma, cyanobacteria, you will have to know details. Okay. And only one thing you remember that that is actinomycetes. That is imperfect fungi also. In fungi, that means whenever you will read that you will have to remember that one. Now come to that of features of kingdom Monera. Okay, features. First of all, you know that bacteria are ubiquitous. Ubiquitous. What do you mean by ubiquitous? First feature that bacteria are ubiquitous. Ubiquitous means they are present everywhere. In water, in soil, in air. That is what you are telling God, omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, omnivorous, omniform. That you can compare with that of bacteria. Because bacteria are ubiquitous. They are present everywhere. Even where I am teaching you, there are plentiful of bacteria. Where I are now sitting at your home, there are also plentiful of bacteria. Everywhere they present. So the first feature is that ubiquitous. They are found everywhere in this world, whether in water or in air or everywhere they are present. And but they are not found. They are present everywhere. But where they are not found? They are not found in the pits of volcanoes. volcanoes and RBCs of healthy mammals. Okay, in the RBCs of healthy mammals, they are not found. They are ubiquitous, everywhere they present. But also they are not found in the feeds of volcanoes and RBCs of healthy mammals. In our body itself, that means in our RBC, if you are healthy persons, that means you lack bacteria because RBCs carry no bacteria. RBCs carry no bacteria. So in these two cases, feeds of volcanoes and RBCs of healthy mammals, they are not found. That you will have to remember. So they are ubiquitous and they are not found in feeds of volcanoes and RBCs of healthy. And they are complex in behavior despite very simple in structure. They are complex in behavior. Students, they are complex in behavior despite simple in structure. Simple structure. That means you can have to take the microscope to determine them, but they are very complex in behavior. Okay, you know that small snakes have more poison, so that they are complex in behavior. General question asks, which of the following organisms? That means question asks, the organisms of which of the following kingdoms are complex in behavior? Answer will be, students, which kingdom? Monera, Protista. That is kingdom Monera. So they are complex in behavior. All organisms in the kingdom Monera are complex in behavior despite simple structure. Okay, complex in behavior despite simple structure, that you will have to remember. And almost all bacteria, that is, possess lipoproteinaceous plasma membranes. Almost all lipoproteinaceous plasma membranes. That means almost all bacteria possess lipoproteinaceous and plasma membranes. And that cell wall, that is fourth, and that shell wall of that bacteria, that is consists of peptidoglycan. Okay, peptidoglycans, and that is amino acids plus sugar. That consists of amino acid plus sugar. Okay, peptidoglycan, and that consists of amino acid and sugar. Okay, amino acid and sugar. And other organisms, that means, and that is mucilaginous sheath. They have also, that is mucilaginous sheath. That means their body cover of that sheath. So they give protection to bacteria. That means they have to bear that of they are tolerant to almost all climatic change, that is environmental change, owing to that of peptidoglycans or amino acid and sugar combinations, and that of mucilaginous sheath, that are covering. Just like you have to get a tablet, there is a cover, and so that is a mucilaginous sheath, that is covered in, that is it is gets the covering to the part of that of bacteria. So they have peptidoglycans, that is amino acid plus sugar, and that is mucilaginous sheath, that you will have to remember. So the characteristics, before erasing, I'm just telling, they are ubiquitous in nature, that means they are present everywhere, and they are not found in pits of volcanoes and RBCs of healthy mammals, and they are complex in behavior despite simple structure, and they are lipoproteinaceous plasma membrane. They have lipoproteinaceous plasma membranes, and they have peptidoglycans. Their cell wall consists, that is cell wall. Cell wall consists of peptidoglycan, that is amino acid plus sugar, and mucilaginous sheaths that are present in that of a shell wall. Okay, and that vast majority of bacteria are heterotrophs. The vast majority of bacteria, that is point that you have to remember, some are photosynthetic, but vast majority are, that is some are, that is autotrophic. Some are autotrophic, that is 6 point. Some are autotrophic. Some are autotrophic, but most of them are heterotrophic. Heterotrophic, that you have to remember. Okay, some are autotrophic, but most of them are heterotrophic. That you will have to remember. And autotrophic and heterotrophic you know better, and no need of explanations here. Okay, and that they are some that autotrophic in the sense that they are photosynthetic, and heterotrophic means that is chemosynthetic. That is chemoheterotrophic. They are chemoheterotrophic, and they are autotrophic. Autotrophic, that cyanobacteria, that you know that they are that is autotrophic, whereas that of chemoheterotrophic. Most of them are chemoheterotrophic. That you know about that of Archaebacteria, they are chemoheterotrophic. So some are autotrophic in the photoautotrophic also, and most of them are heterotrophic. Heterotrophic in the sense that they are chemoheterotrophic. Okay, that you will have to remember. And that no membrane, and some are autotrophic, most of are heterotrophic. Heterotrophic in the sense that they are saprophytic, some are symbiotic, that is symbiotic, and that some are also parasitic. Okay, some are saprophytics, they are cleaning the nature, and symbiotic, they are also other organism symbiosis, and parasitic, they live in the other organisms, that is inside of other organisms. They are parasitic in nature. Some are symbiotic because both organisms can't live each other without their combinations, without their relationships. So that is symbiotic and a parasitic. That heterotrophic, saprophytic, symbiotic, and a parasitic. Okay, and that you have to know that they show most extensive metabolic activity. What they show? They show most extensive metabolic activities. Show most extensive metabolic activity. Okay, they show most extensive metabolic activity. That is important point that you have to remember. Okay, they show most extensive metabolic activities. That the organism of which kingdom? You have to remember that point, that kingdom Monera. So most extensive metabolic activity.
Sure.
Hello students. So that they show the most extensive metabolic activity. Okay, and that binary fission is the most important method of reproduction. That is binary fission. Binary fission is the most important method of reproduction. Most important method of reproduction. Most important method. That is important method of reproduction, and that is also called amitosis. That amitosis is it is most, that means quickest method of reproduction. They are mitosis and meiosis. That is amitosis is mostly found in that of bacteria. Okay, amitosis. It is that is the quickest way of reproduction. That is binary fission, and the binary fission is related to that of amitosis, because on the basis of amitosis, and that method is called binary fission. Binary fission is the method of reproduction which is called amitosis, and it is found in that of prokaryota, kingdom of Monera, and the bacterial cell division mostly occur in that of binary fission, that is called amitosis. That you will have to remember. Okay, then come to that, and these are that of mostly that of silent features. That silent features of that of kingdom Monera. that you have to remember that 8 features that are very important for examination point of view. Okay, and there are so many things are there, but it is unnecessary to remember all these things because you can remember all these things, and that is not also practical. But in that of next period, you'll have to tell about that of in bacteria. Whenever I will read today on Archaebacteria, I am going to discuss. Then that tomorrow I will discuss about that of true bacteria, in which I will tell about that of sexual reproduction in bacteria. You will be surprised that bacteria is so small organism, but how they have such sexual reproduction. But you will know tomorrow that how they do that sexually they reproduce. Okay, then you have to know about that of Archaebacteria. So and before that you know about that there are 4 categories of bacteria. There are 4 categories of bacteria. There are 4 categories of bacteria, and that based on their shape. 4 categories of bacteria. 4 categories of bacteria. Okay, based on their shape. Based on their shape, there are 4 categories of bacteria. Okay, based on their shape. On the basis of their shape, there are 4 categories. We'll have to discuss one after another. Okay, we'll have to discuss. First, we'll have to, that is spherical coccus. That is spherical coccus, and that is plural is called that of cookie. Okay, that you know that if that means there. You see that they are some way singular. They are some way that of single cell, that is cookie, that is single cell. And when they are two, when they are in two, they are called as a diplococci. Okay, diplococci. When they are joined together, they are called diplo. And when they are in chain, when they are in chain, okay, they are called strepto. They are called streptococci. They are strepto. When they are in chain, they are single. In pairs, they are in pairs, and in chains. In chain, they are called streptococci. And that when they are, that means when they are in chains, that is streptococcus. But when they are in cluster, they are called staphylococci. That is staphylococci. Okay, so that they're spherical, and if they are singular found, single, they are cocci, and that means when they are that of in the diplococci, that means when they are in pairs, and when they are in chains, they are streptococci, and that of when they are found in a cluster, they are in staphylococci. That you have to remember. In single, they are called cocci. That means in that of that is in pairs, they are called diplococci. And when they are in chain, they are called streptococci. And when they are in cluster, they are called staphylococci. That you will have to remember how they are called in single form, in that of chain, in that of pairs, in that of cluster. Okay, so they are called like this. And you know that the Salmonella typhi, that means that spherical, that is Salmonella typhi. Okay, that means we cause that of typhoid disease, the Salmonella typhi, that is spherical coccus, and that is cookie, and they are example to that of a spherical coccus. Okay, that's Salmonella. And that of pneumonia, that is also that pneumococcus, that is pneumococcus also. They are also that is spherical coccus, that is cocci. Okay, that you will have to remember. Then come to that of a rod-shaped bacillus, that is a rod-shaped. They are called rod-shaped. And that spherical, that is positive. That is spherical, that is they are positive bacteria. They are positive bacteria, that is spherical. Then come to that of rod set. Okay, that is rod set. They are, that is in that of rod set. They are in that of rod set. In that of rod set. Rod set. When they are also rod set, they are also in that of in single rod. They are in a single rod, in singular in nature. That is single rod. And that single rod that will have to get E. coli, Lactobacillus E. coli. That is E. coli and a Lactobacillus. That is Lactobacillus. Escherichia coli and that is Lactobacillus. They are single rod. They are single rod. That is rod set bacteria. And that of in chains, that is Azotobacter and that of Bacillus anthrax and that is Azotobacter. When they are in, that means when they are in chain forms, when they are in chains, they are in chains like that. In chains, they are like that of in chains, in chains, in chains. So their example is that of Azotobacter. Okay, and Azotobacter, they call that nitrifying bacteria. Azotobacter is a kind of nitrifying bacteria. Nitrogen fixation, help in nitrogen fixation. And that of that is Azotobacter and Bacillus anthrax. Bacillus, that is anthrax. That is, you know that anthrax disease is caused by that of Bacillus anthrax. So that there are example of that of rod set. Rod set also positive bacteria, the gram positive bacteria. So that is a rod set. That is a rod set bacteria. You know that that is Bacillus. All Bacillus are gram positive bacteria, and all that of spherical pussy, that Coccus, that you know that they are also positive bacteria. So spherical pussy and that of rod set Bacillus, they are gram positive bacteria. Okay, and then come to that of that is another one is that spiral, that is spirillum, that is spiral, that is, and spirillum you have to know about that. That is spiral. That is spirillum. That is, and that is plural is called spirilla. Okay, that is that that type of, you will have to know about that. They have flagella. They have flagella. They have flagella, and that means they are also flagella, and they are gram negative bacteria. They are gram negative bacteria. All that means that is spiral, that is spiral bacteria, or the spiral that are the gram negative bacteria, and they also flagella. For their movement, they have flagella. Okay, they have flagella, that is gram negative bacteria. All spiral bacteria are that of gram negative bacteria. Okay, then another one is that of Comacept, that is Comacept. Another one is Comacept, that is Comacept. That is also gram negative bacteria. Okay, and a gram negative bacteria. That is Comacept, and that are gram negative bacteria. And that is Comacept bacteria, that is Vibrio, and Vibrio, that is plural is that of Vibrio, and that Vibrio, that is Vibrio cholerae, that is cholerae. That is the example of that of which called that cholera. That cause disease cholera, that is Vibrio cholerae. That is Comacept bacteria. That is Vibrium, or that is Vibrio, that is in plural, and they look like that of Comacept, like comma. In this comma you are writing that comma, and they just you have to make them. That is Comacept. Okay, comma-cept, that is Vibrio cholerae, that is comma-cept bacteria. And that you will have to know about that of bacteria. 4 categories of bacteria, they have been divided on the basis of their shape. So that first of all, you know about that of spherical, that is cookie, that is spherical in shape, and then you will know about that of rod shape, that is bacillus, they are rod shaped. Then you will know about that of that is spiral, that is spirillary bacteria, and then comma shaped, that is vibrio. Okay, there are 4 categories of bacteria on the basis of their shape. Now you have to know about that features of Archaebacteria. You will not go to that features of Archaebacteria. So that Abhishek, that means, can you tell me that what are the 4 types of bacteria?
Yes, sir. Based on their shape.
Yes.
Sir, Koki, that is
Yes.
spherical, and
Yes.
rod bacillus, and
Yes.
sir, comma
Yes.
shaped vibrio,
Yes.
and
Very good.
spiral shaped
Yes. Very good. And any students that Aliva is present here? Aliva? Not present. So, Swagatika?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Estelle? Priti is present? Not present. Okay. So that you see that there are 4 types of bacteria that you discussed. Now you have to know about that of features of Archaebacteria. That is very important. Features of Archaebacteria. Archaebacteria. That is features of Archaebacteria. Okay, just I'm discussing one by one. You have to remember. And one thing is very important, that the characteristics, that features Archaebacteria cell wall. That is, cell wall is the most important features of Archaebacteria, which is different from other bacteria, and that cell wall gives Archaebacteria, that is immortal in characters, because they have been living, that since that of organism started, that evolutionary process started, the first Archaebacteria came. Still that period, for billion of years, they are in this world. It is because owing to that of what, their cell. That means their shell wall, that you will have to remember. That owing to that region of shell wall, it is very important. Shell wall. Any question asked, that is cell wall. Okay, that Archaebacteria has a specific shell wall which is different from other bacteria, that gives it that surety of living from other organisms, and even in that of environmental change, they are still persist in this world. It is owing to that of a shell wall. Okay, that is very important, and that shell wall of Archaebacteria. Can you tell me that the shell wall of bacteria consists of that of a peptidoglycan, that is amino acids, you know that is, but that shell wall lacks peptidoglycan. And there is no peptidoglycan in that. Lack pepido, that is glycan. Okay, lack peptidoglycans. Instead of that, they have non-cellulosic. Okay, instead of that, they have non-cellulosic polysaccharides. They have non-cellulosic polysaccharides. Okay, non-cellulosic polysaccharides. Okay, non-cellulosic polysaccharide, and this is responsible for their survival in extreme condition. Okay, that cell wall, that non-cellulosic cell wall of polysaccharide instead of peptidoglycans, ensure the survival of that species. So until now, owing to that region of non-cellulosic polysaccharide, that is very important that you have to remember. Okay, and that polysaccharide and that of in other, that is also and with that of non-cellulosic polysaccharide, they have also some proteins. They have also some proteins, and that proteins can also tolerate to the standard of temperature. Even in the salty areas, in marshy areas, they have protein which can sustain all such hazards because they have polysaccharide as well as proteins. That proteins can withstand all type of odds, all type of hazards, because such organisms can live in such a condition where no other organisms can live. That is their specificity. And another factor is that their cell wall, like other bacteria, lack peptidoglycans. Instead of that, they have non-cellulosic cell wall of polysaccharide and some protein, which withstand all odds, obstacles, all climatic change, all environmental stress and strain. That is the point. Non-cellulosic cell wall of polysaccharide and a protein. Okay, and their cell membranes of a branch lipid chain, and their cell membrane after cell wall, cell membrane, branch lipid chain. These are the other factor. First factor is that of cell wall, and that cell wall is different. And another point you have to remember that in which way that bacteria has some sort of similarity with that of other eukaryotes. That is the answer will be cell wall. You see that almost all bacteria, whether Archaebacteria or eubacteria, they have cell wall, but Mycoplasma lacks cell wall. Forget Mycoplasma. That is majority is granted. You have to see that Archaebacteria, eubacteria, they all have shell wall. And if you have to compare to that of other eukaryotes to that of Protista or fungi or to that of plantae, forget Animalia. That means Archaebacteria, that is kingdom Monera, have some similarity with that of most of the eukaryotes. That is cell wall, because cell wall is common in almost all organisms except that of Animalia. So that cell wall is the common feature. If you have to, I have given that 5 kingdom classification. If you have to compare it, if you have to mark it many times, you will have a glimpse of idea about different structure. That is immensely beneficial. You will have to. That means now that chapter I am teaching you, so that most of time you will have to look after that. Might have got notes. In notes, you must have to see that what type of different aspect of 5 kingdom classification, that will have the glimpse of idea about different kingdom. You will see that the cell wall is the common feature. Cell wall is the common feature in most of eukaryotes to that of kingdom Monera. Okay, that is concept that you will have to remember. And the most important region for Archaebacteria living for most, that means continuously living, it is owing to that of cell wall. Cell wall structure, cell wall consists of non-cellulosic polysaccharide and some protein. They lack cell membrane and they have cell membrane with the branch lipid chain. That is the point. For their survival, non-cellulosic polysaccharide, cell membrane of branch lipid chain. That to be remembered. Okay. And that bacteria as a unique prokaryotic microorganism living in most harsh habitat. That another features is that they are living in most of harsh habitat. They are living in most of harsh habitat, in most of harsh habitat. Any question about that? You'll have to write down that harsh habitat. Only Archaebacteria can live in harsh habitat. Whether it is a coldest regions, whether it is salty areas, whether it is that is highly temperate areas, whether it is marshy areas, anywhere you can, any harsh habitat, such organism live. Why? Because when that they started their origin, the earth condition were like so. There are extreme temperature in this world. So they have such protein that can bear that extreme temperature, extremes, that means all odds and obstacles they have to face for their protein, that some type of proteins and non-cellulosic cell wall polysaccharide present going to that region, they are tolerable to that means all such harsh habitat. Okay, and another point is that they have that means they have habitat that are available, because I have already told you why they are harsh habitat, because all that habitat they're living in such habitat, because such habitats were available when that in that primitive time when they started their origin, such type of habitats were present. So they started their origin in such habitats, so they continued in that habitat. With that habitat they can live. So that is, if you have to bring that holophile and you have to put in thermoacidophile, they can sustain, because they are in that specific condition, methanogens in that specific condition. So this is the point. Then another point is that they are first organism who experience the absorption of solar radiation. Okay, they absorb solar radiation for the first time. Their body mechanism is in such a way that they solar radiation, they got energy from that of solar radiation. Solar radiation. That means Archaebacteria get their energy, okay, that energy from that of solar radiation, because they built such a body mechanism to get energy from that of solar radiation. The first bacteria they made so, and they survive extreme anaerobic condition. Okay, anaerobic condition. That means under such anaerobic condition, they only sustains in that of anaerobic condition. Okay, instead of oxygen, okay, they take that of hydrogens. Instead of oxygen, that means there are some non-oxygenetic photosynthetic. They take what? They don't take oxygen because non-oxygenetic, so they take hydrogen ions. For hydrogen ions, instead of oxygen, they take, and for their survival. So that they give most important stress on that of hydrogen instead of that of oxygen. Okay, and that can be divided, and that I have told you that they have developed novel method of oxidizing chemical substances with the availability. They have also power, that Archaebacteria has also some mechanisms. If they get somewhere oxygen, they are completely anaerobic, no doubt, but if they somewhere get oxygen, they can start to oxidize it. They can oxidize still strictest, that is they are the strictest anaerobic. They oxidize whenever they get oxygen, they start oxidizing it. So that is the novel feature that whenever they have access to oxygen, that is whenever they are access to oxygen, they start oxidizing chemical substances. They start oxidizing chemical substances whenever availability of oxygen is. When oxygen is available to them, they start oxidizing the chemicals. They start oxidizing that of chemical substances. So that power has also Archaebacteria. Archaebacteria get energy from solar radiation. They are anaerobic condition. They are completely in anaerobic condition. They will have to sustain. But whenever they will get oxygen, they will utilize it. How? They will have to oxidize chemicals, the chemical substances. they will start oxidizing chemical substances. That is the novel feature. That is a novel feature of that of archaebacteria, that they will start oxidizing chemical substances whenever they get oxygen. That is very important, that you will have to remember. These are the novel features. And I have already told you about that, divided on the basis of diverse living condition and metabolic activities. I have already told you, discuss about in that is 3 domains of life. I am not discussing about that. And they are divided on that of habitat, on the basis of habitat, okay, on the basis of habitat, as well as on the basis of their metabolic activities. Metabolic activities. They are classified into 3 groups, that is methanogens, halophiles, and thermoacidophiles. Okay, and I have already discussed about that of methanogens. You know that they are living in marshy areas, in that of sewage treatment plants, in that of drains also. That means everywhere in the marshy conditions, they will have to sustain in the gut of ruminant animals. That is, they also live, and how they prepare that of methanes. And you know that preparation of methanes, whenever they will get that of carbon dioxide and that of hydrogen, they will start preparing to that of what? That is methane plus 2H2O. Okay, they will have to prepare to that of that methane, carbon dioxide plus what, whenever they will have to get that of carbon dioxide and to that of hydrogen, that is carbon dioxide plus 4H2. That is, they will have to CH4, then 8 here is 4, here is 4, 8, and that is O2, 2O, that is CO2, carbon dioxide plus 4 hydrogen. Then whenever the chemical reaction by methanogens, that is methanogenic bacteria, they will get up to, that is methane plus 2H2O. Okay, 2H2O. Another is that acetic, that is acetic acid. Acetic acid, you know that CH3COOH. Whenever methanogenic bacteria, that what they will have to convert, they will have to convert CH4 plus CO2. That is carbon dioxide plus methane. That is what? Acetic acid. Acetic acid can be converted into that of methane and carbon dioxide. Okay, and that you know that methane is also that of what? It is the greenhouse gas. Methane is also a greenhouse gas. Greenhouse gas. You know that in Europe, in European countries, there is a green tax that are imposed on the persons who, that means who have cow sheds, on the cow sheds. Those persons who have that is in their house, that cow sheds, they will have to pay the green tax. Green tax, because you know that cows, that ruminant animals, their dongs that cause methane gas, produce methane gas, which is a greenhouse gas. So there is a green tax imposed in Europe. Some countries of Europe, they impose green tax on the cow sheds. On that cattle rearing areas, they impose that of green tax. If you have to a cow in your house in Europe, you'll have to pay the green tax. So that because they cause that greenhouse effect, and that is leads to global warming. So that is green tax that is imposed. So they cause greenhouse effect. And halophiles. So that you have to know that halophiles, that salt lovers, and in salty areas they live. And I have already discussed about that. And they can sustain that halophiles 110 degree, that is in 110 degrees Celsius. You know that temperature at which water will reach. But in that area, that at 110 degrees Celsius also, that owing to that hydrostatic pressure, that is because of extreme hydrostatic pressure, that water at 110 degree hydrostatic pressure, that water does not freeze. Water does not freeze. That is, and in that condition, halophiles lives 110 degrees Celsius. Why water does not freeze? Owing to that of a hydrostatic pressure. That you have to remember. Okay, and the halophiles live, and you know that thermoacidophiles, they live in both extreme hot and acidic condition. I have told about that. They can bear to that of 90 degrees. That means they can bear to that extreme condition. Okay, at 80 degrees Celsius, 80 degrees Celsius temperature and pH. That is pH also that of 2. You imagine that what acidic condition. Also temperature of 80 degrees Celsius. That thermoacidophiles can live. And another point is that under aerobic condition, these organisms oxidize sulfur to sulfuric acid. That means that thermoacidic acidophiles, what means aerobic condition, under aerobic condition, they convert sulfur to sulfuric acid. Okay, sulfur to sulfuric acid. And under anaerobic condition, sulfur to hydrogen sulfide. Okay, and that is aerobic condition. Under anaerobic condition, thermoacidophile converts sulfur to, that is hydrogen sulfide. H2S2, that is hydrogen, H2S2, hydrogen sulfide. SO3, na? Yes, H2S2, that is hydrogen sulfide. So in aerobic condition, that sulfur to, that is H2SO4, sulfuric acid. And anaerobic condition, sulfur convert to hydrogen sulfide. That is under anaerobic condition, that is thermoacidophiles. What does in aerobic condition? Sulfur to sulfuric acid. But in anaerobic condition, that sulfur to hydrogen sulfide. That you have to remember that point. Okay, and that you have to know about that one. And in the next period, we will have to discuss. I have not, time is now, so that I'll have to discuss gram positive bacteria, gram negative bacteria. Next class tomorrow, I will have to discuss, and I'll have to, tomorrow you'll also discuss about that of eubacteria. Okay, now you'll have to do that of MCQs. Okay, now you ready for that of MCQs. First question is that Linnean system of classification. Linnean system of classification was based on, okay, Linnean system of classification was based on cytology B, embryology C. Okay, embryology, phytogeny D. That is morphology. Linnean system.
Morphology.
Yes, answer is morphology. Okay, that is morphology.
Morphology.
Yes, thank you. Morphology. That answer is morphology. Linnean system of classification was based on cytology, embryology, phytogeny, morphology. That is completely morphology. Linnean system is morphological, and that of that is phytogeny. That will have to that of phytogeny classification. That is phytogeny, but morphology will be the answer. Then second question. Second question is that in Whittaker's five kingdom system of classification, eukaryotes are distributed among. Second question, in Whittaker's system of classification, eukaryotes are distributed among. Eukaryotes are distributed among A, two kingdom, B, three kingdom, See, four kingdom.
Sir, four kingdom.
Sir,
Very
four
good.
kingdom.
Yes, very good.
Four kingdom.
C.
Answer will be four kingdoms. You know that I have already discussed several times. Protista, Bhanga, Plante, Animalia. So that four kingdoms. Very good. Then come to that question number 3. Which of the following statement regarding methanogens is incorrect? Next question. Which of the following statement? Which of the following statement on methanogens? Question number 3. Which of the following statements on methanogens is incorrect? Is incorrect. Okay. First, that they are included in the group of Archaebacteria. They are included in the group of Archaebacteria. B. They live in hot sulfur spring. They live in hot sulfur spring. Okay. Then C is they are strictly anaerobic. They are strictly anaerobic. And D, that they are responsible for production of biogas. They are responsible for the production of biogas. Students, which of the following statement on methanogens is incorrect? They are included in the group of Archaebacteria. They live in hot sulfur spring. They are strictly anaerobic. They are responsible for the production of biogas. Students,
Sir,
which
option
one?
C. Sir, option C.
Option
Sir,
C.
B.
Option B is
Option
right.
B.
Option
B.
B. Okay, option B is the right answer.
Option B.
Methanogens don't live in hot sulfur spring. Hot sulfur spring, that is thermoacidophiles. Okay, so that is the right answer. They live in hot sulfur spring. That is, they live in marshy areas or in the gut of ruminant animals. Okay, and you know that methanogens are that is chemoheterotrophic. They are, that is, chemoheterotrophic. They are chemoheterotrophic. Next class I will tell that chemoheterotrophic, that methanogens. Okay, that answer will be they live in hot sulfur spring. Then come to that question number 4. Which is the most common method of reproduction in bacteria? Which is the most common method? Then come to next question. Which is the most common method?
Binary fission.
Yes, very good. That is binary fission. No need of this question. Question was that sporulation, conjugation, binary fission, budding. Answer will be binary fission. Okay. And which of the
Binary fission.
following is responsible for survival of Archaebacteria? Which that is last question I am just writing.
So once again the question.
Which of the following, last question, which of the following is responsible for survival of Archaebacteria? Okay, that option is cell wall. B, that is nucleate. Okay, and that of plasma membrane and the mesogen. Mesogen.
Cell wall.
Sir, cell
That
wall.
is cell wall. Okay, that is cell wall. Very good. Very brilliant.
Yes.
Membrane.
A.
That answer will be cell wall. Okay, cell wall is the only point that make the survival that means for billion of years that going to that of cell wall. Okay, students. But you are answering here good, but in examinations you are not up to that standards. Okay, try your best to follow the notes and prepare hard. Thank you, students.
Excuse me, sir.
Thank you.
Excuse me, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir,